So I watched Ballerina. It was awesome. Daddy-daughter movie. And so yeah, it was a perfect fit for the video that I had come up with earlier. Knowing now that Oakes was the one who was first a part of it, doing the history of Hoffman and September 6th and the CES changes when I took the seminary class. But also Elizabeth Smart being Oakes' last thing, and then David Todd Christofferson taking over to start with me, and has been doing it ever since. So yeah, dear God. And so yeah, doing the video, I was being pressured to be bold for the consequences of their violations. And I'm well aware that tomorrow is 9/11. I'm well aware in 2023, 2024, we had 9/11 events. And here we are, 2025, the final one, where we're right smack in the middle between the lunar and solar eclipse for the curse of Joseph Smith, for the curse of me. I'm not wanting to get my hopes up, and yet the movie got me all hyped. Travis Wayne Goodsell, I am so furious with you Mormons for your unwillingness to believe the Book of Mormon and Joseph Smith. Just furious with you. I'm saving the video for the world, hoping to save your lives, when apparently you don't deserve it. I warned you all these years. I escalated the warning this year. I escalated even further last couple of months. I even escalated the last couple of weeks. I escalated yesterday. If I remember, I will put in my journal vlog in which I'm talking about how in the video I did yesterday, I am being pressured in my brain to warn about today. And wouldn't you know it, right at that time, Charlie Kirk is assassinated by an assassin. A professional assassin. He got away with it. And now Mormons are going to be blamed. Already, there's been a Colorado school shooting and a Florida mass shooting as well. I just... unbleeping believable Mormons. I warned you. All you had to do was read and study your Book of Mormon and Joseph Smith's words. And you couldn't even do that. You got framed. And now you're going to get blamed. And now you're going to die. Joseph Smith's prophecy vision of the future for Mormons in a parable, section 101, verse 51. The enemy came by night, broke down the hedge. The servants of the nobleman arose and were affrighted and fled. Those are the living prophets of Jesus, by the way. And the enemy destroyed their works and broke down the olive trees. And then you believe it's Jesus who comes and says, what the hell happened? Who dropped the ball on security? Oh, the living prophets of Jesus? In like manner, there was security there. How did they drop the ball? They're supposed to be looking for places where an assassin would strike from. It was just last year with Philadelphia and the assassination of a firefighter. You got conned, Mormons, by the enemy. You have minimal excuse for being born into it. You have no excuse because you had the Book of Mormon the whole time. You had Joseph Smith the whole time. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints even released the Joseph Smith papers so that you can check them and find out that this church has been lying to you. You have no excuse. You cannot be saved in ignorance. I warned, you didn't listen, and oops, consequences. So in the video that I gave to the world, Nevermose, I went over how the Book of Mormon obviously is not literal history. That is a warning that this Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is going to assassinate President Trump. The assassination of Charlie Kirk is a precursor for it. To attack Mormons, to start a civil war. This is only supposed to cause an escalation. Charlie Kirk is being used as a martyr for the cause. And Mormons are going to be blamed, even though they had nothing to do with it. The enemy betrayed you, Mormons. And it was all right here in the Book of Mormon. First Nephi chapter 1 verse 4, the first year of the reign of Zedekiah. This is not literal history, even though this was a literal history event. Verses 8 through 10 is Revelation chapter 12 verses 1, 2, 5. Joseph Smith translation moves it to verse 3 to be a part of this. It's Isaiah chapter 6 verse 1, Isaiah chapter 7 verses 13 and 14. It's the 23rd of September 2017. Everybody around the world knew this in 2017. And here it is in the beginning of the Book of Mormon. The first year. Trump is Zedekiah. So when you go to 3rd Nephi, chapter 11, the 34th year. Great multitude gathered together of the people of Nephi round about the temple, which was in the land bountiful. They were marveling and wondering one with another, were showing one to another the great and marvelous change which had taken place. And they were conversing about this Jesus or Isaiah and his prophecies of Emmanuel, of whom the sign had been given concerning his death. Revelation chapter 19 verses 11 and 17 with the Lamb and Aries, Jupiter, Aries. 8 April 2024. So, 3rd Nephi chapter 7, 4 years before, 2020. Now behold, I will show unto you that they did not establish a king. The 2020 election. Who? Trump. Over the land. But in this same year, yea, the 30th year, 2020, they did destroy upon the judgment seat, yea, did murder the chief judge of the land. Trump. They almost murdered Trump with creeping death. You know, that Exodus thing. Moses. And the people were divided one against another, and they did separate one from another into tribes. Thus they did destroy the government of the land. The regulations of the government were destroyed because of the secret combinations of friends and kindreds of those who had murdered the prophets. Which prophets were murdered in America, Mormons? A national divorce. Trump is to transfer authority to the states. This will allow the church to get their kingdom back. And murder Trump. Because I don't want to give tribute to him. All right here, the whole time, all you had to do was read and study. And you couldn't do it. Dallin H. Oaks, over 100,000 of you know about this. And all of you played dumb. It was leaked last November. Somebody finally found it. It was posted in March 2020 by Sister Jessica in her Australia mission, by her mission president's letter to stake presidents and parents, as he quotes from Dallin H. Oaks at the mission training meeting, Las Vegas, Nevada, Saturday, March 14th, 2020. And he thought he was being clever by giving his talk in chiasmus, This is not the end of the world, but merely a test, a trial run for the second coming. Well, if no man knows the day or the hour of the coming, you can't run tests for it. He knows the day and the hour. They are the cause. Joseph Smith was right. You had the information, Mormons. You chose not to study. You got conned by this great and abominable church. So Joseph Smith talks about in his 1835 second vision about Urim and Thummim constituting seers. And everybody thinks it's literal history about his rock and a hat. As Nelson humiliated himself, not knowing how it worked. Oh my hell. He obviously is not a seer, because only a real seer would be able to tell you that the rock represents seer, from the Egyptian PTR, which the Brits would put E's so that it could be spoken. Peter, seer. Hey, there's the footnote in John talking about how it's seer in the Joseph Smith translation. And then it's placed in a hat. Ooh, darkness. To see the light, huh? No. The hat goes on a head. The head has a brain. The brain has visions and dreams. In the night, as a seer. Simple. Symbolic, not literal. So yes, Joseph Smith had it as a kid, playing games with it, but he never made money off of it. It doesn't work that way. Dear God. And so then Malachi the messenger quotes from Malachi about the day that cometh that shall burn as an oven. And then adds, for they that come shall burn them, saith the Lord of hosts. Isn't that Jesus? So Jesus is not going to come and burn people? They that come are going to burn people and blame Jesus for it? Oh, that's why Joseph Smith says Christianity is all wrong, abominable, and corrupt in verse 19. Because of that first creed that created Jesus. The Book of Mormon constantly condemns Christianity for what they did to the Jews. Do I need to read over a Bible? We've got a Bible and need no more Bible? Now granted, after September 6th in 1993, the church did away with studying the scriptures, scripture masteries. I am the first fruits of that. That's why I always refer to scriptures for you. I am showing you how the Book of Mormon and Joseph Smith are true. And you don't believe. You call me the apostate for studying the scriptures. You are very disturbed people, Mormons. Deeply disturbed. Hundreds of thousands of you over these 8 years have come to at least one video of mine, and you made the conscious choice to leave and never come back. You chose not to believe. You chose not to at least study the scriptures. to see what the hell am I talking about. And then he adds, for the other part of Malachi, the whole earth would be utterly wasted at his coming. The Jewish Christ, because verse 40, the Jewish Christ of Deuteronomy 18, verses 15 through 19, is that prophet who is Christ. But the day had not yet come when Mormons who would not hear his voice should be utterly destroyed. Did you even do the research? So that goes over that he's a Mormon. Section 103, the redemption of Zion. Therefore I will raise up unto my people a man who shall lead Mormons like as Moses, the Jewish Christ. A Mormon is your Christ, and you're waiting for Jesus to show. I am your Jewish Christ, Mormons. I have the keys of Moses. I have the actual gifts of seer, prophet, revelator, translator of Paleo, Hebrew, and Egyptian. I have that Urim and Thummim. I've been going over all of this with you. All you had to do was run the test. And you instead chose to be deceived by false Christs and false prophets, as you were warned even from the Bible not to do. Just so furious with you. So yes, the content that I put in my video to the Nevermos is just repeated content of all that video content I've been giving you. It's just in a different lingua franca so that the Nevermo audience could understand. I don't use Mormonisms. I tried not to. I hope I succeeded. As a result of this, Matt Dowd from MSNBC got fired. Says that Kirk was to blame for his own assassination. No, the shooter is always the one responsible. He made a choice. He took the shot, not Kirk. This was a professional hit job. He had planned it. He knew where to position himself on the roof. He knew his exit points. And the bleeping security let everybody go. Oh my hell. In high school, I got my security guard license. I knew better back then. Not just now. You don't let people go. You keep them there. They're all witnesses. They've got cell phones that they posted all over the internet. You need to collect all of that. You need to go through it all. The FBI is there. The police are there. Oh my God, this was a major security failure. And so you get the news interviewing people who were there, who are at their homes. Just, oh my God. And all they're doing is asking about their response video. What is your response? How does that make you feel? Dear God, news. Dear God. This was horrifying. Even worse than the incident that, oh my God, what the hell? On October 1st, 2017, when Robert D. Hales also died that night. Only Mormons who went to conference knew about it. As everybody else was talking about the Las Vegas shooting. At the altar before the temple, the Egyptian temple pyramid, in the death pit, where people are heard going, it's from the megaphones, and people are talking about how they were seeing people getting their heads blown off and blood everywhere, just like with Charlie Kirk. No, I saw the actual footage. No, it was just a clean shot in, and then he's down. No blood splurting everywhere. Dear God, Mormons were lying. Nonetheless, they still, at that event, had everybody corralled to a location, but still, oh my. This was just shameful. This humiliated Utah. This was a major embarrassment. So, sure enough, a falling star on the back of the white horse disappeared this morning. Well, yeah. Does it disappear? Okay, it's yet to disappear. But by the time you watch this video, it'll have disappeared. Dear God. Great googly moogly. So yeah, there's the moon for religion in the sacrificial ram constellation of Aries. I warn, you don't listen. I told you about my dream of bread. You don't listen. So yeah, let me briefly go over the 9/11s in Mormonism. Starts off with the Book of Mormon, 9/11/1826 in Canandaigua, New York, with Joseph Smith Sr. as the Master Mason of the Canandaigua Lodge, number 23, Ontario, working with William Morgan on the threat to the United States of America and the future president. Joseph Smith was framed and blamed in 1838, locked up, replaced by Brigham Young. He got out, was assassinated by Brigham Young. John Taylor and Willard Richards were the assassins. Joseph Smith was running for President of the United States of America. What they did to Joseph Smith is what they're going to do to the United States of America and to Donald John Trump. Just read it to you from the Book of Mormon. The same pattern. 1838, election coup. I do these videos in vain. My hell. So, 9/11/1857, Mountain Meadows Massacre. A video yesterday that I saw was by Mormons trying to claim that everybody forgets about Hans Mill. Mormons, innocent Mormons were slaughtered. No, the Danites framed and blamed you. And it's just horrifying to watch pathetic Cox and Lee immediately rush to the cameras to denounce this, as their direct ancestors were involved in this assassination against Joseph Smith. To frame and blame him, to get him in Liberty Jail, and then to assassinate him, along with Stewart, Curtis, Mendenhall, others who showed up to betray Joseph. I've been doing the videos lately from Benson, going over section 84, on how Mormons who were missionaries were lying about the Book of Mormon and Joseph Smith's church. Lying! Putting the church under condemnation. And then I, getting all excited, go over section 86. These missionaries are still lying, and he calls them apostates for sowing tares among the wheat of the word. And you can't figure this out? That as you go on your mission and you say that Joseph Smith saw Jesus, find the name Jesus for the personages who appear to him. Oh. What do you find instead? The sun god at noonday. Hey, that Lehi guy talks about that. What's the language of the Egyptians for the sun god at noonday? Oh, Emmanuel. Dear God, Mormons. Just pathetic. And so Mountain Meadows Massacre, John D. Lee. To have Senator Lee knowing of this, knowing of the timing of this, knowing of the real church history of this, as he rushes out to distance himself, just like Saddam Hussein did after 9/11. Because he had nothing to do with it, if in case you forgot. Bush just wanted to take him out for daddy. I did it for daddy. Dear God. And my cousin is one of the billion lawyers of JAG prosecuting that. Unbelievable. But anyway. And so then you have 9/11 by that Jew who really has it out for this church. Solar eclipse as part of the curse of Joseph Smith. But a specific reverse pattern, as I did the other day with Hinckley. Up late last night, missed my run this morning. I'm grumpy. So pissed with Mormons. But yeah, it has to do with the moon rather than the sun. And so here we are on 9/11, when I was concerned that something was coming. So yes, I again warned my FBI, saying, I warned you guys, you didn't listen. I warned Bill Barr in 2020, he didn't listen. I knew in advance. I knew independent of the leak of Oaks. They've been trying to assassinate me because I know. That's the Strengthening Church Members Committee with D. Todd Christofferson. Notice how I've been doing that video repeatedly every day. They don't want leakers. That's what it's all about. And here I come along In 2008, exposing this church. And so they tried to assassinate me for filing a petition for a redress of grievances. And the church submits as evidence of my terrorism that I'm a translator and they're not. I get to show the world this. My own church tried to assassinate me for being a translator and they're not. Get him, Trump. And I have no confidence that he'll get them because nobody seems to be getting the word back to him. God. Unbleeping believable. So, we're done with the content. I'm done with you. You pissed me off. So yeah, this is what's happening. The fall of the great and abominable church. So I have no idea how the transfer to me is going to be made so that I can save the innocent Mormons in Zion. Are there any left? I don't think so. Zion requires people. And yet I warn you, you don't listen. Church is the enemy. All you had to do was read. Make the matching connections. Dear God. So yes, this is what we're looking for. This is it. So I gotta wait for this to finish and then get it uploaded on YouTube. So while I'm listening to this one, then I can upload the other one so it doesn't. God, so pissed with everybody destroying my system. This was an excellent system when I first got it. Multiple tasks at the same time, a terabyte of storage, and now it's worthless because of AI. Your system is not compatible with AI, so we're going to punish you. I warn and you do not listen.